Good morning, everyone, and thank you for inviting me. I'm Rotini. I'm a researcher in the Italian Institute for Environmental Protection and Research. And today we'll give you this presentation, Ecological Beach Model, Beneficial Management of Posidonia Beach COST and Banquette. In the last few years, my institute, ISPRA, has been working on the management of Posidonia Beach COST, and recently it has been the promoter of the Ecological Beach Model that will be illustrated in this presentation today. Mediterranean countries, Mediterranean coastal areas are one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world, and Mediterranean countries, communities and economies are dependent on natural coastal and maritime resources to create wealth, provide jobs and continue local development. However, the economic sectors are exerting increasing pressure on the environment, and consequently Mediterranean region has one of the world's highest ecological deficits. So the big question is, how can the Mediterranean tourism ensure a sustainable and responsible economic growth? As a general rule, possible reactions are to strengthen sustainable and responsible tourism and to implement innovative approaches in the Mediterranean coastal and maritime areas. On the other hand, the Mediterranean region is a hotspot for marine biodiversity and endemism and includes a high proportion of vulnerable or endangered marine habitats, including seagrass ecosystems. The Posidonia oceanica meadows are spread in the Mediterranean, as you can see in the map, and are experiencing the most rapid decline. Posidonia oceanica meadows play an important role in terms of habitat for biodiversity, water quality regulation, coastal protection, and carbon fixation and storage. Localized regression have been recorded in the region in relation to natural and anthropogenic pressures. And the accumulation of Posidonia dead leaves on the beaches is a natural phenomenon along the Mediterranean shores that creates either temporary or permanent structures. In this case, they are called banquettes. These deposits are a valuable resource with important ecosystem function, including coastal protection against erosion. It has been estimated that on some Mediterranean beaches, up to 7 tons of seagrass deposits can be present during the winter. In these photos, you can see some huge deposits occurring in different areas of the Mediterranean, like Italy, France, Spain, Greece, and Cyprus as well. In some cases, these deposits are considered an obstacle to tourist activities rather than a sign of the good quality of the sea and the pristine condition of the beach. So the perception and consequently the management of Posidonia Beach COST change over time. In the past, Posidonia deposit was considered as a part of the natural landscape, and also Posidonia residues were utilized in many traditional ways. Nevertheless, nowadays, the perception of these plant accumulations has changed and is often negative for beach managers, for local administration, and tourists. They consider these deposits a malevolent waste to be removed rather than a natural and valuable component of the coastline. As a consequence, the management of Posidonia deposits is a tricky issue, complicated with a lacking legislation framework. So, at least in Italy, but not only in Italy. So the most widespread approach is the removal and disposal in landfill. Despite this correspond to high economic cost and ecological damage. In fact, this practice can damage the integrity of the beach ecosystem with a sediment loss and coastal erosion increase. And it leads to a considerable increase in cost for beach cleaning and nourishment activities, which become necessary if erosion increases. It is in this context that the Ecological Beach Model has been recently developed and applied in Italy. The model promotes the sustainable management of Posidonia beach coast, reconciling tourism development and beach dune ecosystem protection. So the model fosters sustainable tourism and participatory approaches in the protection of coastal ecosystem, but also supports beach management with cost reduction without giving up the facilities of beach resorts. So the main objective is to realize a balanced coexistence of natural and anthropic elements. The Ecological Beach Model identifies 3 possible management practices in order to avoid the impact related to Posidonia beach cast removal and landfill disposal. The best option is always to keep on site the Posidonia beach cast and the banquette, particularly in the protected areas and in case of exposed beaches. In these cases, information should be provided to citizens by the local press, leaflets, and information boards on sites. Also, temporary or partial displacement of Posidonia beach cast to close area more exposed to storms can be performed during the summer season only. As an alternative, the use of Posidonia residues can be used for environmental restoration or creation of biocompatible beach furnitures, facilities integrated with the beach and the Posidonia resources, according to the Blue Growth objective. So this last solution of the beach furnitures is covered by an European patent and offers a co-beneficial approach that favors tourist fruition while improving consciousness on Posidonia residues. In addition, circular economy approaches can be possible also involving local companies and in the framework of the principle of the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, and recycles. And here I'm show you some examples of some stuff made starting by the Posidonia resources. So you can see the cosmetics, but also the filaments for the 3-dimensional printing, and even the sunglasses made by a Greek company. To successfully realize and spread the model, a series of activities must be implemented in parallel. So, first of all, the collection of data about the occurrence of beach cast is important, and then the education programs that maybe is the most important activity, aimed at switching the perception of this phenomenon toward positive appraisal and improving the acceptance. And here I put some photos of our activities conducted in the Italian beaches. Also, the technical support to beach managers or local municipalities is a key issue. by doing a training course, support the legislation framework, and also sharing protocols and guidelines. And finally, the replication of the model as wide as possible is important, and potentially can include the entire Mediterranean area. So in conclusion, the ecological beach model represents an innovative approach because it ensures good resilience and high-level conservation of Posidonia beach dune systems. Also, the model allows a reduction of costs related to management and cleaning activities of the beaches. And last but not least, it enhances the tourist value of the beaches, hosting Posidonia banquets because their natural value is respected while sustainable beach facilities are maintained. The model, just to tell something about the story, the model was developed as part of the Berghain project, that it was a regional project. In this project, the two first Italian ecological beaches were realized in Lazio region. So within the ongoing Interreg project, Med-Découplage, eco-sustainable approaches are developed to manage both plastic waste and Posidonia beach casting. And two more ecological beaches have been realized in Favignana, in Sicily, and in Tunisia, as you can see. Our ambition goal for the future will be the application of the ecological beach model at Mediterranean basin scale, starting from the creation of the Mediterranean network of ecologically managed beach. And this will allow and will support to facilitate the social acceptability of Posidonia beach casts and banquettes across the Mediterranean Sea, to transfer examples of successful sustainable management in Mediterranean beaches with Posidonia banquettes, and to implement the specific guidelines for the Blue Flag Award. So the intention is to present other projects in different contexts to realize this objective. Thank you for your attention. Here are my contact, and also the social account of the Spiaggia Ecologica. That for the moment is in Italian only, but we hope to spread this model. And here I put some links that can be useful. Thank you.